So now we're going to talk about what it means to write an effective resume bullet point. These are those points that go under each of your experience that talk about what you did and why it mattered at those experiences, organizations, or past jobs. And I like to start by talking about how to identify the experience that you're pulling out of any of these club leadership positions or internships or jobs that you might have had in the past. And it's helpful to think about as you are first year students and you're thinking about engaging in an internship opportunity in the future or working on a campus job. You have to be able to identify the experience that you're gaining from these organizations. And you have to do so in a way where you can talk about the skills that you've developed and that you've honed in those experiences that you now can take and apply to another role. Writing bullet points is all about trying to figure out how you can talk about the tasks and responsibilities that you've done in the past in a way that sets them up to be relevant for the job or the internship or grad program that you're applying for now. If a job is asking for excellent communication skills, you should try to find a task, a role, or something that you've done in a past experience that's helped you develop those skill sets and use that as a way to form and structure your bullet points. A lot of times I get the question, well, my experiences in the past, I've only worked at McDonald's or another organization. How is that relevant to my next career as a biology researcher for a local hospital? And the thing that I like to say is never say, I only worked at McDonald's. Don't downplay your experience. You all are bringing something of value to whoever it is. You have something of value to offer to an employer, even if it's not those technical skill sets. You're still bringing the ability to communicate effectively. There are all sorts of other opportunities for you to take that McDonald's experience, or maybe it's working in a local movie theater or something, anything that's just not necessarily as relevant on the surface to what you're hoping to apply for next. You can take those experiences and build out what we call soft skills. There are two types of skill sets: soft skills and technical skills. Technical skills are those things needed to do a specific job. For instance, if you're teaching math, it's having the skills to know how to work out the various math problems that you have to teach. At the same time, it's also important for someone who's a math teacher to be able to communicate effectively, to be able to manage conflict, to be able to manage time, to be organized. There's all sorts of soft skills that you need at the same time that you might need those technical skill sets. Soft skills are what we call interpersonal skills, or the ways in which we interact with others and are effective in an environment, and they're applicable to any job that you might be applying for. Think through how those skills are found in some of your past experiences. Those skills are what you utilize to make past experiences that may not seem relevant on the surface relevant for an employer. So when you're writing an effective bullet point, there's two components to it. You want to mention the exact experience or the task or the responsibility that you had at the role, and you want to show or mention the skill set that you're pulling from it. Don't only mention one or the other. If you're putting your McDonald's experience on the resume, you don't want to just say, developed experience working the cash register. Okay, you probably won't be working the cash register in your upcoming research role. But what is it about that is helpful for you? Developed experience managing conflict through working with customers at the cash register. That is showing that you've developed those skills that are applicable, those universally applicable skills of managing conflict through the task of working the cash register. If you can do both of those things in every resume bullet point, you'll be able to effectively show how your experience fits the role that you're applying for. So try to go through and do that on all of those experiences that you are putting on to your resume over the course of this class, and that'll be good. All right, we are now going to allow your in-team class to show a worksheet or to show a resource guide. We call it the quick reference guide on putting together a resume, which will talk a little bit more about the language and grammar expectations for a resume. We didn't want to spend too much time on the slides on this, but you are going to have an opportunity to review that quick reference guide in class now.